Well, I hope you're ready for some unindoctrination because, ready or not, here it comes. You are not born with original sin. You've got access to the divine within, and you don't have to go on bended knee to somebody else's savior because not only do you have access to the divine, you're meant to live sovereign and you're meant to live free. We're the last generation of real humans. And it's time for us to unindoctrinate ourselves and get busy. And it's towards that end that we're bringing this to you today about Be Ye Transformed tonight, 10 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, 10 p.m., Rumble being persnickety. Tonight, 10 p.m., we will be back with John Lamb Lash. It's going to be great stuff. But right now, we've got more great stuff for you. And I want to talk to you about being transformed, ladies and gentlemen. Be ye transformed. So, Romans chapter 12, verse number 2, familiar passage, but possibly more Gnostic sabotage. Is it all Gnostic sabotage? Maybe the Gnostics might have gained extensive access to the Roman production of the New Testament. I'm not sure, but it's beginning to look that way to me. Perhaps we'll ask John Lamb Lash tonight how extensive the the Gnostic sabotage. We'll ask him. So, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. What does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and go right to the text so we can show you what the people that wrote the text thinks it thought it meant at that time. And really, that's the only thing that matters. What was the original intent of the document? Let's look at it. Do not be conformed. What does the word conformed mean? It means to conform to be identified with, to have the outward shape, to assume a similar outward form, to follow the same pattern or expression. If you remember us talking last night, then you must certainly remember the fact that we were talking about the fact that the writers of this text believe that God, the God of the Bible, was originally androgynous, and they also believe that the original creation, the chosen ones, were originally androgyne or androgynous, and those people are right now involved in what is known as the tikkun olam, which is the correction of that. So when they're talking about do not be conformed, they're talking to the chosen people, the Yehudans, and they're encouraging them not to be conformed, not to continue to hang on to this identification with the outward shape of male and female, not to continue hanging on to this similar outward form of male and female, to relinquish this pattern of male and female. Jeff, how do you know? Because it says not to be conformed to this world, and it's not the word world, it's the world of age. Remember, we're talking about the shifting of the age of Aries into the age of Pisces. The age of Pisces was to be the age of the Gentiles, the age of the separation of androgyny, male and female. That's what this Piscean age is. And they've got until the age of Aquarius, roughly about 200 years. And that's another, I've got it written on the board. That's another talk. They've got roughly 200 years left, a little bit less, but so do we. So don't be conformed to the pattern of this age, which is male and female. But they want you to be transformed. And they don't want us to know, but somebody here with the sabotage wanted us to know that they know that they can't continue to be conformed to male and female, but they must be transformed. They must be transfigured. They must undergo a metamorphosis. They must metamorphize. They must change from male and female, and they must change into their androgyne, their androgynous original, and they're trying to make us do it too. We talked about it last night. Watch the video, watch the program. It'll blow your mind. Be transformed. How are you transformed? How are they trying to make you androgynous again? How are they trying to MAGA, make androgyny great again? They're trying to do it by renewing. And this is a nice word, isn't it? It sounds nice, sounds wonderful, sounds gentle, renewing. But what does it really mean? It means renewal. It means change. But what does it really mean? The word is akaniosis. It's from 303. And what does it mean? It means to change. But I want you to see what this actually means. What word am I at? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought for a minute. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let's go down here and look at this. Renewal, what do you do when you make something new? Well, you have to take out what's old in order to make something new. We replaced the floor in our bedroom. What did we have to do first? We had to remove the old floor in order to renew the floor in the bedroom and put in a new one. We did it downstairs. We had to take out the floor of the old one to put in, to renew, to make new again the new one. How do you renew it? How do you move it from one stage to another? You rewrite it, you overwrite it, you get rid of the old and you bring in the new. So basically what they're trying to do is get rid of your what? Your mind, your understanding, your reason, your reasoning faculty, your intellect. They're trying to get you to give up your mind so they can overwrite it. And once they've overwritten it, they'll have you wearing masks, accepting inoculatory invitations, and moving yourself towards an androgynous future. This is what this text is talking about. And if they can get you to come out of the male-female of the age of Pisces, then they can transform you. And think of that word, it's transformed. We'll look at that in a minute. Then they can transform you by rewriting or reprogramming your mind. And then look at this in the interlinear. It just comes alive to you in the interlinear. Once they've done that to you, then by you they're proving the will of God, their God, and that it's well-pleasing, it's good, and it's perfect. So by overriding your mind, by putting you through a metamorphosis, and by getting you not to be conformed to the male-female designation of this age of Pisces, you will believe. What does prove mean? You will come to believe, prove, examine. It'll be your conviction that what they're doing is well-pleasing and perfect, and you will happily go into transhumanism, which many of you are. And even the ones that won't tell you this are trying to get you to do this. It's right here in your text. And the question that I have to continue to ask you is, will you believe the Bible? Now let's look for a minute at this whole idea. Why did they say transformed? Well, think about it. If you've got to go from male, female, back to androgyny, transformed, form you for a transition, take you from male or female into androgyny. That is a transformation, and they want you to undergo it, not for you, but because you must undergo it in order for them to get back to that, and in order for them to get their God back to that, so that their God can establish his reign over this earth long term. So again, I ask you, you've seen what the text says. Are you willing to believe the Bible? And how long will you halt between two opinions? I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. I'll be back tonight at 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time with John Lamb Lash. And until then, I want to remind you, we are the last generation of real humans. And Rita, with a very poignant comment, Tracy says she thinks we're AI, and Rita says we can't be because AI is artificial and we're not. Boom. That's a good thought, and that's a true thought. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, and I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m.